This right here in my hand is the Galaxy Z Fold 5, and in 2026 you can buy this clean pre-owned for I think about 380 USD, and that's around 580,000 naira locally. And on the other side, for the tech spectrum, the Samsung just announced the Galaxy Z Fold 8 Ultra for $2,099, which if you convert, it is well over 3.2 million naira after local taxes. But if you add shipping to it, you're looking at about 3.5 to 3.7 million naira. And that is the price gap of almost 2.6 to about 3 million. So today, as someone using the Fold 5 in real life, we're answering the ultimate practical question: is upgrading from the 5 to the 8 Ultra worth the massive financial jump, or are you better off just holding up to the device for a discounted, or just go down to maybe a Fold 7? So let me break down the hardware realities for you, and let's look at both of them. Let's talk about the cover screen usability. Now, if you own a Fold 5 like I do, you know that for daily struggle, the cover screen is narrow, so it works great for quick notifications. But when it has to do with extended typing, you often lead to constant typographical errors because the keypads are actually too squeezed together. Now, if you look at what Samsung did with the Fold 8 Ultra, you would see that the screen is an expanded 6.5 inches dynamic AMOLED with about 3000 nits of brightness and anti-reflective Gorilla Glass Ceramic 3 protection, which is actually a lot compared to this. So if you're talking about the Fold 8 Ultra being closed, it feels like you're using a standard flagship smartphone like the S26 Ultra, and the typing feels natural, so you no longer need to be forced to unfold the device for you to reply a simple email. That cover screen redesign alone removes the biggest daily friction that anyone can have with the Fold 5. But if we have to look at the Hinge, the Flex, now there is actually a difference, because when you unfold the Fold 5, you get a 7.6 inch. So we have 7.6 inch for the main display, but you can see under my studio lights that after a few opening and closing, you can actually see the crease here, and it is actually very noticeable even to the touch. But with the Fold 8 Ultra, Samsung introduced the Flex Titanium by placing a titanium I-Love film directly beneath the OLED panel, and the internal structure absorbs the pressure far better than this, keeps the display tension uniform across the Hinge. So the crease on the Fold 8 is noticeable, but is shallower and far less visible during video playbacks, combined with the fact that it's actually a bigger 8.0 inch main display, and it reaches up to 3000 nits, which is way above what the Fold 5 actually does in terms of display. So does a flatter screen alone justify your 2.6 to 3 million naira upgrade? Let's check performance and see what happens there. So let's talk about the battery life, and this is an area where other foldables might show their age. So my Fold 5 runs on a 4400 mAh and is powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. After every daily usage, my battery basically, I get to like 8 hours of on-screen usage. So basically while I'm at work, I don't really have to like charge the entire day till I get home. So I get 8 hours to 12 hours of usage of this. And on the Fold 8, you actually have a massive upgrade to 5000 mAh dual battery system, which is the largest that Samsung has ever put on a Z Fold, and is powered by the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 processor, which actually handles more power. Plus the charging speed has been upgraded. So the Fold 8 Ultra comes with a 45 watt dual path wire charging, and it takes just 30 minutes to get to 67%. And on the Fold 5, charging is actually limited to older speeds. So if battery anxiety is your biggest issue on the Fold 5, then the Ultra would completely eliminate that kind of a problem. Now, this is where the difference is going to be ultimately glaring when we're talking about the cameras. So on the Fold 5, it has a 50 megapixel main sensor, a 12 ultra wide, and a 10 megapixel telephoto lens. And this takes clean social media photos. It's not bad. but low light nitrography and heavy video recording will show its limits. But on the Fold 8, which is the new one, you have a very big jump from 50 megapixels to 200 megapixels, which had been equipped with the PDAF, multi-directional and optical imaging stabilization, and this captures significantly higher dynamics and higher range and more finer details. And for creators, the Ultra supports 8K video recording at 30 frames per second, and using the new APV video codecs and the native LUT support, allowing you to color grade directly on the phone. If you use your Foldable as a primary video creation tool for YouTube or Instagram, then this is a massive generational leap. Let's look at more practical value options. Let's look at the Fold 7. Here is the honest, unfiltered truth that tech channels rarely share. Going from a $380, which is about $580,000 Fold 5, directly to a 3.2 to 3.7 Fold 8 Ultra is a massive financial commitment, yes. So the Fold 8 Ultra is an incredible device, but now that the Fold 8 lineup is officially launched, prices for the Galaxy Fold 7 on the secondary and refurbished markets is going to start to drop significantly. Now, the Fold 7 already fixes many of the issues that we've spoken about, like the cover screen. It runs on Galaxy AI features smoothly, and it delivers about 85% of the performance of the new generation at nearly half the cost. Furthermore, Samsung continues to push the One UI software features to older devices, meaning that even my Fold 5 is going to still get significant upgrades in terms of what it delivers. So this is my final recommendation to you. If you are thinking about what to do in terms of, do you actually have the budget and you want to have the best of the screen, you want to enjoy the new battery, the new camera systems, then you can go ahead and buy the Fold 8. I would recommend that you actually do that. But if you are holding a Fold 5 today and you want to upgrade intelligently, considering grabbing like a discounted product that will still give you the same or similar to the same as the Fold 8 Ultra, then you can consider the Fold 7 and just look for how to maybe get an extra power bank or something to back it up to get that little gap in battery stuff. So what makes sense? What would you do in the comment section? Are you going to jump for the Fold 8 Ultra, or you would be very economical by going for a Fold 7, which is going to be almost half the price of the Fold 8? Let me know what you think in the comment section. Do well to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.